What if your anxiety is not your enemy, but a secret messenger pointing to your hidden strength? Have you ever felt trapped in your own mind, like a bird circling endlessly in a golden cage, heart racing with worries that refuse to leave? What if that anxiety wasn't your enemy, but a quiet messenger guiding you to look deeper within yourself? In Buddhism, inner pain isn't something to fight. It's an invitation to explore. Imagine waking up in the morning, feeling a subtle tightness in your chest, a thought whispering, "What if today goes wrong?" Instead of pushing it away, what if you could gently notice it, like watching clouds float across a wide sky? Today, we're going to uncover 7 profound insights from mindfulness and Buddhist wisdom. Tools not just to manage anxiety, but to meet it with clarity, compassion, and real inner strength. The first insight is recognizing that your mind is not you. Thoughts come uninvited, like unexpected visitors. Sometimes they carry echoes of old fears, regrets, or stories that no longer serve you. By simply acknowledging, "This thought is not me," you begin to step out of the storm and watch it pass, like seeing a shadow slide across the floor without letting it define your day. Then mindfulness roots you in the present. Feel your breath, notice your steps, listen to the birds outside. Anxiety thrives on what ifs and could be's, but here, right now, you are grounded. People like Leo, a retired carpenter, learned to sit in his garden each day, not to fix his thoughts, but to observe them. Slowly, he discovered that peace isn't about silencing life's storms. It's about holding the sky that contains them. Compassion is the third key. Many of us have been taught to be tough, to keep going while bearing sadness or fear. But offering yourself kindness, placing a hand on your heart, whispering, "May I be gentle with myself," transforms anxiety from an enemy into a companion you can sit beside. Other insights invite you to understand that anxiety is not who you are, to release clinging and resistance, and to practice these truths in everyday moments, while washing dishes, folding laundry, or sipping your morning tea. Each breath, each gentle acknowledgement becomes a bridge back to your true self. By embracing these 7 teachings, you don't just manage anxiety, you transform it. You awaken a clarity that lets you see you are the sky, not the storm. And even when worries swirl, there is always room to breathe, to notice, and to return home to yourself. By embracing these 7 insights, you don't just manage your anxiety, you transform it, discovering clarity, compassion, and the inner strength that has always been within you. In the first insight we'll explore today, we're going to understand that your mind is not you. Have you ever felt caught in an endless loop of anxious thoughts, like, "What if everything goes wrong?" Or, "I'll never get through this"? These thoughts arrive suddenly, strong and convincing, making us feel like they define who we are. But in Buddhist philosophy, they are simply clouds drifting across the vast sky of your mind. They are not the ultimate truth, and they certainly do not define your being. The key concept here is non-identification, learning not to equate yourself with your thoughts. Picture your mind as an open sky, and each thought as a passing cloud. Some clouds are heavy, bringing storms, while others are light and float away effortlessly. You are not the clouds. You are the sky that holds them. Recognizing this creates a sense of freedom, a space where you can observe without being swept away, where your sense of self remains intact regardless of the storm around you. Everyday life offers countless moments where this insight becomes essential. Take Eva, a 76-year-old widow adjusting to life alone. After losing her husband, fears about forgetting things, falling, or losing herself would grip her heart at any moment. At first, these thoughts felt overwhelming, and she felt powerless. But when she joined a mindfulness group, she was guided to write, "This thought is not me. It is just a thought." Something so simple became transformative. Each time fear arose, repeating this phrase allowed Eva to step out of the storm, slowly loosening the hold of anxiety. She began to realize she was not the stories her mind was telling her. She was the observer of those stories. In today's fast-paced world, our minds are constantly busy with worries about work, family, health, or the future. Each thought can feel like a mini-storm. But through the practice of non-identification, simply observing a thought and saying, "This is not me," creates a space of clarity. You can breathe, notice, and respond with intention instead of reacting in fear or panic. A simple daily exercise is to place your hand on your heart whenever an anxious thought arises and silently affirm, "This thought is not me." Feel your heartbeat, take a deep breath, and watch the thought pass like a cloud. No need to push it away, no need to fix it, just notice. Over time, anxiety loses its grip. The mind feels lighter, and your inner strength begins to emerge naturally. As Arjan wisely said, let go a little and you'll find a little peace. Let go completely and you'll be free. Understanding that your mind is just one part of your being, not the entirety, is the first step toward true inner freedom. This insight sets the foundation for transforming anxiety into clarity, compassion, and inner strength. The very foundation for the 6 other insights we'll explore in this video. As we begin to realize that our thoughts are not who we truly are, we naturally find a space to step back and reconnect with the present moment. This awareness opens the door to the next part of today's video. Mindfulness, coming back to the present. Anxiety often slips in quietly, pulling our attention away from what is here and now. It can be subtle, a fleeting unease while sipping morning tea, a tightening in the chest while folding laundry, or an undefined worry hovering at the edge of consciousness. For many, especially those adapting to changes in life or moments of solitude, these small anxieties can slowly grow into a persistent storm inside the mind. Mindfulness offers a gentle way to return. The Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." Practicing mindfulness doesn't mean silencing thoughts or pretending that fear isn't there. It means bringing your attention back to your breath, body, and immediate experience. By grounding ourselves in the now, we cultivate clarity, calm, and resilience. We begin to understand that we are not the storm raging inside us. We are the sky holding it, vast and unbroken. Take Leo, a retired carpenter, for example. After moving into a smaller, quieter home, the silence felt heavy, and his mind became crowded with what-ifs. What if I forget something? What if I fall? What if I become a burden? Hesitant at first, he joined a local meditation group. In the first session, he simply sat, breathed, and observed. At first, his thoughts were loud and intrusive, but gradually he noticed subtle details: the warmth in his hands, the rhythm of his breath, the birds outside. Slowly, his mind settled, and he began to sense the gentle peace that had been present all along. The true power of mindfulness lies in these small, repeated returns. Each time your mind drifts into worry or regret, notice it, breathe, and return to the present. Even daily mundane activities, washing dishes, folding laundry, walking, become opportunities to anchor yourself in now. Each return teaches your nervous system that presence is safe and that life is to be inhabited, not feared. Mindfulness does not erase life's challenges. It teaches us to meet them with gentleness and clarity. With each quiet breath, we find stability. In moments of solitude or change, we discover a steady anchor. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor." Mindfulness becomes this inner anchor, creating space between ourselves and anxious thoughts. Through this practice, we begin stepping out of the storms of the mind into the vastness of awareness. Mindfulness, returning to the present, is the second insight for transforming anxiety. A simple yet profound reminder that thoughts may wander, but our essence, the sky beneath the storm, remains calm, steady, and whole. As we begin to bring ourselves back to the present through mindfulness, another door opens to a powerful way of transforming anxiety: compassion, the kindness that softens fear and tension. The next part of today's video explores how leaning into compassion, especially for ourselves, can ease the grip of anxiety in ways that logic alone cannot. Anxiety is rarely just about uncertainty or risk. It often carries a quiet, critical voice that whispers, "You should be stronger. You shouldn't feel this way. You are too much." Over time, these judgments burrow into the heart, creating layers of shame and isolation. Many older adults have spent decades prioritizing others, caring for children, partners, or parents, often ignoring their own exhaustion, grief, or fear. In these moments, anxiety may surface not just as worry, but as a reminder of all the times we silenced our own needs. Compassion offers a different path. It doesn't erase the pain, but it changes how we carry it. By turning a gentle awareness inward, we learn to sit beside our suffering rather than push it away. Take Clara Ara, a 79-year-old retired nurse. She had always been the strong one, the reliable caretaker. But after retiring and losing her sister, waves of anxiety and grief overwhelmed her. In a mindfulness class, the teacher guided the participants to place a hand over their heart and silently say, "May I be kind to myself in this moment. May I accept myself just as I am." At first, Clara Ara resisted. It felt awkward, even selfish. But over time, she noticed subtle changes. The tightness in her chest eased, her mind quieted slightly, and for the first time in years, she felt allowed to simply be with herself. Compassion is not ego. It is courage. It is the willingness to stay with your pain without turning away. Even a few words spoken gently to yourself, "This is hard and I am doing my best," or placing your hand over your heart during anxious moments can make a tangible difference. Each small act of self-kindness rewires our response to stress, creating space between fear and our sense of self. Over time, anxiety loses its grip not because it disappears, but because we no longer fight it alone. The beauty of compassion lies in its simplicity and consistency. You don't need to perform grand gestures. Simply noticing your own discomfort, acknowledging it, and offering it warmth and patience can transform daily life. Compassion turns anxiety from an enemy into a companion we can observe with tenderness. Thich Nhat Hanh once wrote, "When you love someone, the best thing you can offer is your presence. This includes yourself, your anxious thoughts, your grief, your restlessness. They are not the enemy. They are signals that you too deserve gentleness." In modern life, especially as we age, these small, repeated acts of self-compassion become a lifeline. They remind us that we are human, that our struggles are part of a shared experience, and that peace is found not in escaping discomfort, but in embracing it with a soft, open heart. Compassion is a living practice, a quiet, enduring strength that allows anxiety to be met, not resisted, and gradually transformed into clarity, resilience, and profound inner peace. As we continue our journey through the wisdom that transforms anxiety, another profound realization emerges naturally. Anxiety only holds power when we allow ourselves to believe it defines us. This brings us to the next insight of today's video, which we can call non-attachment to anxiety, returning to inner calm. Often we hear ourselves say, "I am anxious, I am overwhelmed," and unconsciously we fuse our identity with these feelings. But the Buddha teaches us a simple yet revolutionary truth. This is not mine. This is not me. This is not my true nature. Understanding this concept of non-self creates a space between who we are and the anxiety that arises. Thoughts and emotions are temporary experiences, not permanent definitions of our being. When we whisper to ourselves, "This is not mine. This is not me," we begin to reclaim our essence. The part of us that remains calm, spacious, and unshaken, no matter the turmoil passing through the mind. The power of this insight is subtle yet transformative. Anxiety, while real in experience, does not control us unless we identify with it. By recognizing that these feelings are like clouds passing across the sky, we allow ourselves to observe without being swept away. This practice does not eliminate the discomfort, but it softens its hold, creating freedom where once there was entanglement. Practically, this insight can be used at any moment, when thoughts spiral, when stress peaks, or when the heart feels tight and restless. A mindful acknowledgement of, "This is not mine, this is not me," brings a gentle pause, a quiet return to awareness. Over time, it nurtures a stable inner ground, a calm center from which we can meet life's challenges with clarity and composure. Ultimately, non-attachment to anxiety, returning to inner calm, reminds us that our true self is not defined by fleeting emotions. Beneath anxiety lies an unchanging awareness, vast and resilient. This understanding offers not a denial of experience, but a liberation from the illusion that suffering defines us. It is a practice of returning, moment by moment, to the spaciousness of our mind, a reminder that the sky is always intact, no matter how stormy the clouds may appear. Anxiety often hides in the background, shaping our days without notice. Beneath its surface lie two quiet forces, clinging and pushing away, that stir tension in the mind. Today, in the next insight of our journey, we explore freedom and change. Letting go without resistance anxiety doesn't appear from nowhere. It emerges from deep forces within us, often unnoticed. One is the tendency to hold on tightly, clinging to people, habits, routines, or any sense of certainty. The other is the impulse to push away, to reject anything uncomfortable, the inevitability of change, the signs of aging, loss, or pain. These two forces, clinging and rejection, create a tension in the mind, a silent storm that fuels unease. When we grasp at life, fearing the fleeting nature of relationships or circumstances, anxiety whispers, "Don't let go, don't lose this, don't allow change." When we resist what we perceive as unpleasant or painful, anxiety intensifies, reminding us that life cannot be controlled. The Buddha's teaching illuminates a profound truth. Suffering is not born from change itself, but from the refusal to accept it. Understanding this insight invites a subtle shift. The practice is not about denying or avoiding life's challenges. It is about softening our grip, letting go of the illusion that we can control every detail. Anxiety diminishes not when we manipulate circumstances to fit our desires, but when we allow life to flow, moment by moment, without resistance. In this way, our mind learns to relax even when uncertainty arises, to hold space for change rather than struggle against it. This awareness also reveals an essential balance. Clinging and rejection are two sides of the same coin. Both are attempts to escape the present. Both keep us entangled in imagined futures or idealized pasts. By observing this pattern, we cultivate wisdom, the recognition that peace does not come from holding or pushing, but from gentle acceptance and open presence. It is a quiet surrender to the reality that all things change, that nothing remains fixed, and yet we remain whole. In practical terms, whenever anxiety surfaces, we can pause and notice. Am I clinging or am I resisting? Each moment of observation creates freedom. We do not have to act on every impulse. We simply witness, breathe, and allow. In this space, even intense feelings of fear or uncertainty soften. The mind realizes that it is not required to control everything. It can rest, aware but unentangled. By releasing the need for control and embracing the impermanence of life, we discover a spaciousness within ourselves. Anxiety is no longer a force that binds us. It becomes a teacher, revealing where attachment or resistance creates tension and where freedom can be reclaimed. Moments of anxiety often appear when we least expect them, but the true power of Buddhist wisdom lies in how we carry it through daily life. In the next insight of our journey, called Mindfulness in Daily Life, Transforming Ordinary Moments, we explore how simple mindful actions can transform ordinary moments into spaces of calm and clarity. In practical terms, this insight transforms the way we respond to anxiety. Instead of being swept away by racing thoughts or emotional waves, we create a pause, a space where we can simply witness what arises without judgment. Anxiety is no longer a force that drags us along. It becomes a visitor, a transient guest in the wide room of our awareness. In this space, we recognize that fear, worry, or tension do not define who we are. They pass through, leaving the essence of our being untouched. The power of this practice lies in consistency. The more we bring mindfulness into daily life, the more it shapes our nervous system and our perception of reality. We begin to notice subtle shifts, a lighter step, a calmer breath, a gentle softening when we encounter discomfort. The teaching is clear. It is not about erasing difficulty or forcing calm. It is about cultivating spaciousness, allowing life to move through us while we remain steady. Even small moments, like feeling your feet on the ground during a stressful morning, noticing the sunlight on your hands, or observing the rhythm of your breath, become opportunities to anchor in the present. This approach transforms ordinary experiences into moments of clarity, resilience, and gentle strength. Anxiety, then, is no longer a defining feature of life. It becomes an invitation to awaken to the living reality around us. Ultimately, mindfulness in daily life, transforming ordinary moments, reminds us that the teachings of mindfulness and Buddhist wisdom are not distant or theoretical. They are meant to be carried into every corner of daily life, in silence or in activity, in joy or in challenge. Anxiety may knock at the door, but the room within remains spacious and whole, ready to welcome whatever arises with clarity, compassion, and presence. True inner peace is not something that arrives suddenly. It is cultivated, nurtured slowly, like a garden growing seed by seed. For the final insight of our journey today, we call it patience and daily practice, nurturing lasting calm. The mind often drifts into worry, returning again and again. But each mindful moment we practice is like planting a small seed of serenity. Patience with ourselves is essential. Anxiety may visit repeatedly, yet each time we notice it, breathe with it, and respond with gentle awareness, we are tending to our inner garden. There's no need to rush, no expectation of instant transformation. The key is consistency, showing up every day for ourselves, even in the smallest ways. Daily practice can take many forms. It might be mindful breathing, feeling each step as you walk, or turning ordinary chores into moments of awareness. Washing dishes, folding clothes, or even pausing to feel the sunlight on your skin. Each act, when infused with attention, becomes a subtle meditation, a thread weaving calm into the fabric of everyday life. Recognizing small progress is equally important. Peace does not always arrive in grand gestures. Often it whispers in fleeting moments. An ease in the chest, a lighter thought, a small smile at the dawn of morning. Acknowledge these fragments of calm as milestones. They are proof that transformation is quietly unfolding, even if imperceptibly at first. The Buddhist teaching often compares this to gentle rain, soaking the earth gradually. Just as a garden does not flourish overnight, wisdom and serenity grow through steady, patient effort. Every repetition, every mindful pause, every conscious breath feeds the roots of inner stability. The cumulative effect of these small, repeated actions is profound. Over time, a resilient, enduring calm emerges, unshaken by life's storms. Remember, this path is not about perfection. There will be moments when anxiety feels stronger, when the mind resists, when impatience creeps in. Even so, by returning to awareness again and again, by embracing patience, and by honoring the practice daily, you create fertile ground for your peace to flourish. True calm is not a distant goal. It is cultivated moment by moment, breath by breath, step by step. So as you move forward, let patience be your companion. Treat each day as an opportunity to sow seeds of mindfulness, compassion, and presence. Let each small act of conscious living nurture your inner sanctuary. Over time, you'll notice the subtle yet profound transformation. Your heart steadier, your mind clearer, your being gently resting in the space of its own calm. Life, as the Buddha reminds us, is never promised to be free from suffering. Storms will come, challenges will rise, and the heart will face its shadows. Yet within this reality lies a quiet power, the tools to stand firm amid the turbulence. One phrase, simple yet profound, can become a guiding flame. This is not mine. This is not me. This is not who I am. Repeat it. Feel it. Let it anchor you like a lighthouse in the darkest night, reminding you that your essence remains untouched, unbroken, and vast. Imagine for a moment, what could your life feel like if you release the weight of what binds you? If you listen to the gentle truths that stir quietly within your heart? What might bloom when fear loosens its grip and the mind rests in clarity and presence? These are not just ideas, they are invitations to step into a life that is freer, fuller, and more luminous than you may have ever imagined. Take action now. Share your experience, your struggles, your small victories in the comments below. Your words may become a lifeline for someone else navigating their own storms. Let this be the beginning of a dialogue, a living reflection of compassion, insight, and courage. And in the moments between videos, return to this flame. Let it remind you, your true self has never been harmed. It has only been waiting for your return. Let it guide you forward, one mindful breath at a time. The journey does not end here. In future videos, we will explore more ways to cultivate peace, clarity, and deep inner strength. Together, we will step gently yet boldly into a life where where anxiety no longer dictates your story, and where the heart learns to rest, fully awake, fully alive. Let this be your invitation to keep coming back, to the practice, to your awareness, and to the boundless calm that has always been waiting within.